What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Every Boss, Every Drop. Before we get started today, don't forget to sub if you aren't already and like the video. It helps out a lot. And comment, which boss would you like to see me do next? But today, we have Sludgemaw, another Thresher boss. But this one is like a normal Thresher. But there is a weapon this boss drops and has been going crazy recently. And I don't know, we'll get into why in a few, but let's go ahead and get into this boss fight. And just a warning, as you can see right now, the game updated, the shaders got fucked. You can see me even pause there. I'm like, what the fuck? So in this, there might be some frame skips. It's not me. This game is just something going on. But anyway, let's get into the boss fight with Sludgemaw. Alright, so Sludgemaw is located within the Faded Fields, then within the Idolator's Noose, at the very tip top. This fight is unlocked through the Nolan Void side quest after all charged up. It is a required fight for that side quest. And after you do all that, all you have to do is slide down this path. Now, I skipped this. It's really easy to. You'll show in the next run. I just wanted to show you guys what you have to actually do one time. This boss does like to 2 or 3 hit you if you stand within melee. Sorry about all the. This game got updated. It fucked the shaders. Anyway, but it likes to 2 or 3 hit you if you just stand, or as you see I do with my beam tosser here. Now, it does like to duck back into the hole. You'll see in the few runs, it likes to, in the middle of you doing damage, if you're too far from his melee, he'll duck back down. Now, it sucks, and he likes to stay down there a lot. He just likes to stay down there. Run around. I've had a boss fight last 5 minutes because he wouldn't come out. I had to move across the entire thing. Eventually, I gave up, save, quit. But there's also a way to make him stay. You have to be in his melee range, but not be able to get hit by him in melee. Otherwise, the runs will just keep getting stuck. I'll let the rest of these runs play out, and we will actually get into what Sludgemaw drops. Here we have the Birt's Bees. The Birt's Bees is a Vladoff SMG with an incredible fire rate and really good damage. I use this as one of my main weapons for anything. The Birt's Bees special mod is actually Hive Mind, which doesn't have a description, but instead it fires homing bees from the gun. Now again, that is homing bees. You do not need anything for this to be homing. It is already it. Now, I do recommend farming for a Jacob's accessory or the Atlas tracker. It makes the homing perfect, and critting with my Vex build is super easy, so it just bounces and bounces and bounces. I will say, I recommend for anyone to go and get this weapon. This SMG is a must if you have a high crit build or a high fire rate build, or you just want to turn anything quickly into non-existence. But let's actually get into some combat with this gun, and you guys will see what I'm talking about. So, as you guys can see here, up close, this weapon doesn't perform the best, but when you are just like spraying and praying into enemies, it makes quick work. And again, this is one of my main weapons I use, and when I use my Spectres with this weapon, whew, goodbye. sleep tight, pumpkin. That's what I'm saying. It makes quick work of any enemies. And again, I will say this, in this little gameplay, there's going to be some skip frames. Sorry, the game updated. A lot of you guys know. But we will move on to the next piece of gear after this gameplay. Alright, so the onion here is a Jacob shield that has the special mod Shallot Shell, which makes it so on armor segment break, it grants immunity to damage for 2 seconds, which, while this is great if you are struggling to survive and, you know, trying to get that safety net, it's great. And I have some things on here rolled that I get damage increase when it, armor segment breaks. But otherwise, I mean, I don't have a crazy gameplay for it. I can show y'all the end gameplay at the very end. We'll have the onion on it. But otherwise, guys, let's move on to the next piece of gear. And it's the most farmed piece right now. And here we have the Kickballer. Now, the Kickballer has become recently a farmed for weapon, like a wanted weapon. Because of the Jacob accessory, it makes it to where it goes nuts. But the Kickballer is a Malawan shotgun with the special mod Force Bunt, which makes it shoot a curving football, EU, and it varies to the left and right in varying intensities, just like some of your favorite toys. But I have Beam Tosser as my accessory, and it makes for a boss killer. I have been farming for a Jacob's accessory on it, and sadly, 200 runs later, and nothing but plenty of fucking podcast episodes done. Sorry I couldn't show that off for y'all, but let's move on to some gameplay and talk a little bit more about the kick. Alright, and here we have the Kickballer, and as you can see, the normal shooting isn't the best when not aiming at the ground. I found the normal shooting very annoying, but my underbarrel was fire, literally and figuratively. And I actually used the underbarrel as my boss killer. This is what I use for my boss runs. It just shreds them, and none of my other weapons can do that right now. I will say, try to farm for the Jacobs. I have seen the gameplay of it. It makes it incredible. So I recommend taking time to farm for it, even if it takes 1,200 years. But I'll let the gameplay finish out for you guys, and I'll see y'all soon. Alright, not to alarm y'all, I'm back. The normal shooting in this weapon just really ain't that good. And I'll even show you guys here. I try to manipulate in some ways to go left or right, but you just want to come in here and tell y'all can't manipulate it. Alright, let's get to the next thing. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. What boss do you want me to do next? But guys, as I said, I think the Kickballer's normal shooting can be a great asset if you get that Jacob's accessory. Of course, I have the beam tosser. I like that version for the boss killing aspect of it. It's amazing. The Birt's bees, a great SMG. Those homing bees are such an asset. And again, the specters, when they have them, they run over some enemies. And the onion. The onion's great. As you can see here, I don't die multiple times because of the onion. If you're struggling to survive, or if you just want a safety net with possibly some damage increases in it, I would go get the onion. It's a great choice of shield. But if you guys did enjoy today, I hope you guys have a good night or a good day, whichever is for you. And bye-bye. I also want to come in here and say at the end, guys, I apologize for all these frame skips. I'm trying to resolve it on my end. I don't know what happened when the game updated recently. But thank you guys for enjoying the video. If you did, if you stayed this long, thank you. But again, guys, I'm trying my best, and we're growing steadily, and I'm loving it. But anyways, guys, again, bye-bye.